Fast drafting my work in progress day 8th. Make that day 8. Oh, it has been a day. I should retitle this series Frus Drafting My Work in Progress because, oh my gosh, everything that can come up will come up. I will have weeks on end where absolutely nothing happens. And when I actually want to get some work done, everything happens. Honestly, I feel like I'm in a movie and someone has written the script to make the main character the most frustrated person in the world. I don't even know what's going on. I managed to get a few hundred words done today. As I mentioned yesterday, got up, turned on my computer, and started writing. And that was about it. Once breakfast was done, my writing was pretty much done because it just was one thing after another. I'm not going to go into details because I'm I'm honestly trying not to cry at this point. It's getting so ridiculous. So, nowhere near the 4,700 words that I would need to get myself on track to finish by next Friday. I'm saying at this point it will not be done by next Friday. Probably won't be done by the Friday after that either. But that doesn't mean I'm giving up because I am stubborn. And at this point, keep throwing things at me, darn it. I'm going to try to work through it. Oh my gosh. One of the things I've learned that occurred to me today is that I am very committed to what I'm doing with this process. JT has been very supportive and he's doing his best not to distract me as much as he possibly can. So that hasn't been the issue. The issue is the world in general. So other people who tend to rely on me for things will keep contacting me and asking me for assistance. And I admit I did not tell anybody else what I was doing, and that was a mistake on my part. I should have said, I'm not going to be available this during this time period. And for future reference, I'm going to have to be more careful about doing that because otherwise, I'm going to be tearing my hair out. It's just, like I said, it's like one of those movies where just everything continues to go wrong. So, if you've come across this video as your first experience with me, I apologize if I'm not in the best mood today. I'm laughing, but because I'm trying not to cry. Um, yeah, I don't know. I am pretty much thrown off of daily word count goals because, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to finish this draft by next Friday. If I do, it will be a miracle. It just, oh, all I can do is get up tomorrow morning, turn on my computer, sit down and write. Oh, wait, no, I can't because our weekly meeting is tomorrow morning. Ah, yep. There are some things that we have scheduled that are consistent and I don't mess with. And that is one of them because it is important that we keep on track with our business. And I know that skipping a week probably wouldn't be a huge deal, but it is important for us to maintain our routine because we are an official LLC and we need to behave like one. So we continue to have our weekly meetings to talk about what's happened throughout the course of the week, discuss our finances, discuss our plans, and things like that. So it's just, it's a breakfast meeting. We'll have breakfast and then we do the meeting so I can work after that. And then hopefully, maybe I'll get a couple, 3 days uninterrupted. I'm not counting on it, but we'll see. I'm really not counting on it at this point because if you watched any of the videos in this series, you will see that every day something has come up and it's been a week. It started with that darn vaccine on Monday morning. If I hadn't had that, that's the only thing that I can actually say I regret is that I did that on Monday morning. I should have postponed it again, but I did not know how hard this one was going to hit me. And I probably have forgotten other ones that have been equally bad, but I'm still feeling the effects. I'm sore and I'm tired and I have kind of a low grade headache. And I am using some of that for my writing because my character is going through things that make her feel unwell. So, if nothing else that's helpful for my writing process, it's helpful to remind me of how it feels to not feel well. But that doesn't lend to getting a lot of writing done. So, uh, I hate to just sit here and complain. So, how about if I tell you a funny story? If you actually have come across my videos and you happen to notice that every once in a while there is a comment, this one still makes me laugh. Someone had my video recommended to them, and I'm sure this has happened to all of us at one time or another. When they looked at the title of the video, they did not see fast drafting, fast, F A S T. They saw fart drafting, FART, which I'm still finding incredibly funny. That would make for quite an interesting series. I don't even know what that would mean. So they put the comment down and said thank you for the laugh, and I responded, of course, thank you for the laugh because that never even occurred to me. I was so focused on the idea of fast drafting my book. So having these little hints of humor definitely help, especially when it's been the kind of week that this has been. Um, I'm glad I've recorded this, especially the videos this week, because I can look back in these and go, oh my gosh. Hopefully, after the book has been published, I can say, boy, I went through a lot, but I got it done. So I'm still hoping for an October release. I'm not giving up. I am very stubborn. I I was feeling very down today, I have to admit, and I actually came across a TikTok that made me cry. And it turns out that was what I needed. I needed to get some of that emotion out. And I know we've all come across probably something on social media that will cause us to cry. And sometimes we may cry a little harder than necessary because it is an emotional release. So I would say that's another benefit maybe of social media is that if you need a catharsis, you might come across something that will help with that. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here. I'm hoping to come back tomorrow and have a an actual decent word count update, like I did the other day. Even though, let's see, what was it yesterday? I said that the day before I'd written something like 1,500 words, which was amazing because of everything going on. And 1,500 words really isn't that much. So I will continue to struggle through this book. I hope people read it because I'm going through a lot to get it done. And I do hope it will be something that will be of interest. As I mentioned yesterday, I am having a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of interesting new information to impart, and it's making me think about things that I had not considered initially, like mourning, mourning, grieving. In the in England, it was called the Victorian era, but in the 19th century, in the United States as well. A lot of mourning in the Victorian era England was kind of following Queen Victoria as she grieved the loss of Prince Albert, and things like wearing black and veils and things like that. And this was women specifically. Men did not necessarily have to dress in all black. They could wear a black armband or a black hat band. And for a shorter period of time than women, I did read an interesting article that talked about women carrying the burden of birth and death in life. So these are things I didn't really think about. They're just things that throughout life we learn about. And unless someone points that why they have become that way to us, sometimes we don't realize it for ourselves. So that was definitely an interesting article. And I do encourage you, if you are interested in why things are done a certain way, why society does things a certain way, or a specific culture does things a certain way, I definitely recommend researching because you will get some very interesting information. And that part of the process I've really been enjoying. And when I actually do sit down to type, I'm really enjoying it. I will admit that today I did do a little revision on what I was working on because I started the chapter and kind of took off, and then I realized that I was missing something. So I had to go back and insert it, but I wasn't going back to make major changes. So, um, with the fast drafting process, I was trying to just continue to go in a linear fashion without going back and making any changes. I will try to get back to that when I get back to my keyboard tomorrow. I mean, this has been thrown off so much already that my initial intention, uh, kind of have to remind myself of what I set out to do in the first place. But the funny thing is, I'll have these days where something incredibly disappointing happens. And after I sleep, it's almost like I've had a reset. I wake up the next morning and I am in a much more optimistic place. And I guess that's a good thing. I don't know that I've been trying to recall, I should say, whether I have had an extended period of time where I was just really down. The only time I can remember that being the case was probably when I had very, very young children, like newborn infants, because I didn't get the sleep I probably needed to have that morning reset. So that was hard. I mean, now that I think about it, that was much, much harder than what I'm trying to do with this manuscript. So I guess I just need to put things in perspective. And doing these daily updates with you is helping me keep that perspective. Otherwise, I probably would have just said, you know what, this book is not happening this year. But I'm determined. So if you've been hanging out with me and you've been watching this wild roller coaster of a week, which I'm sure my wild week is really nothing compared to some people. I just, I have a good home. I have a wonderful husband. I have a great family. Um, I really, I don't have a lot of stresses other than the ones I'm putting on myself. So I shouldn't complain. And see, this is what happens when I start talking it out. It's like, I don't know if you can hear that, but somebody's revving their engine outside. Um, it's good sometimes to sit down and maybe have a talk with yourself and remember that things aren't as bad as they could be. So, if you have stopped by here and you did sit through my rant, I appreciate it. I just needed to get that out of my system. And like I said, my fast drafting week has turned into frust drafting. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Tune in tomorrow, fans. Same bat time, same bat channel, and we'll see what happens to our intrepid hero. Um, yeah, if you're about my age and you watched the classic 1960s Batman growing up, you'll have an idea of what I'm referring to because they did that after the episodes. I guess they aired multiple episodes a week, but that's a tangent I don't need to go on right now. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to vent to you. If you have seen this and you're interested in finding out the entire process and all the backstory and everything, check out my Fast Drafting My Work in Progress playlist. This is also part of my Life of a Writer 2026 playlist, which is where I've set myself the goal of posting a video to YouTube every day this year. And so far, so good. I'm not having a great success getting my fast drafting on track, but boy, am I keeping going with YouTube. So that's something. It's the small victories. Mm. If you have had a frustrating week and you feel like venting, please feel free to do so in the comments, and maybe, we can commiserate with each other because some days are rougher than others. Anyway, I thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a wonderful day and week. It is Friday, so tomorrow is the weekend, even though I plan to work through it. Knock on wood. We'll see if my plans come to fruition. And I'll be back again with you tomorrow. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Take care.